Hey Pisces, this reading is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising in Love, December 15th through the end of the month. Pisces in Love, December 15th through the end of the month. Pisces, I'm going to be doing my giveaway like I always do each month, but I've decided that I'm going to let the winner choose whatever he or she needs the most, whether that is a free reading or a free healing session. Okay, so if you'd like to be considered for the giveaway, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below your video, and I will notify winners at the very end of the month. Pisces in Love. Okay, Pisces, I've got you guys. Pisces, I'm seeing you at a crossroads. I'm seeing some of you truly at a crossroads. You're not sure if you want to keep working on a relationship or if it's time for new love. That's obviously not going to apply to everybody, but it comes through pretty strong here. I feel like some of you may already be dealing with the separation and you're not sure if it's worth trying again or if it's just worth moving on instead of just being separated to truly own a breakup and to move on with your life. Okay, I see Pisces, many of you at a legitimate crossroads here. I almost see Pisces like weighing out the pros and cons of either decision. But I do see more energy around Pisces working it out with the partner. I see Spirit really coming through asking you to make an effort to give a relationship a chance or give a relationship another chance. That applies more so though for those of you who are maybe newly separated. If you've gone through a breakup and there's been a significant amount of time between the breakup and now, that message isn't going to be as strong for you, okay? But for those of you going through a hard time now, for those of you going through a separation now, or you're feeling like you're just now arriving to this crossroads, or you've been standing at this crossroads recently over the last couple of weeks or maybe even last month, Spirit's really asking you to consider working something out with the partner. It does feel like you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle yet. It feels like somebody isn't ready to maybe heal quite yet, but you guys are close. So try not to give up on this person. If there is love intact, don't give up on this person. I'm also hearing, especially if you have children, for those of you who have children and you feel like you're at a crossroads, you're really going to want to spend more time working on the relationship before you walk away from this, okay? Because it does feel like new love is an option though. It does feel like new love may even come in rather quickly if you decide to permanently step away from this person, but it feels like a bigger loss. It feels like you may not recognize the loss and how big that loss would be until you are already a little too far down the road with a new partner to ever reconcile. Now, Pisces, this could also be true for your partner. So if you're cross-watching and you feel like you're at a crossroads, you may entertain new love and recognize in a couple of months that you actually should have given Pisces another shot, that you should have worked a little bit harder, and Pisces may no longer be available, okay? So I know that's a little intense to start with, Pisces, but let's get a little bit more clarity for you. See, this is why you're being urged to work in a relationship despite how difficult things may feel right now. This could be the one. I do feel like for some of you, the issues you're experiencing have nothing to do with the foundation of your relationship or how much you love one another. It just feels like there's so much chaos. Like, I almost see, well, actually, do you see on this card, there are angels flying overhead, but the way that visual came through to me when I looked down at this card, it wasn't necessarily angels flying overhead. It was sort of that visual of like, I don't know, of like chaos flying around you, Pisces, like chaos, like circling around you. Certainly not super angelic, okay? It feels like for some of you, there's something external, but it could be so chaotic right now. It could be so difficult right now that it's just inevitably creating issues with you and a partner. And it probably comes down to stress. It probably comes down to anxiety. There's something that has nothing to do with you and a partner. So if you walk away from a partner right now thinking that there's a crack in the foundation, only to realize in a couple of months there was just something external, and once that gets resolved, everything would actually be fine with you and your partner, you're going to regret that if you walk away right now, okay? So this could be the one. This person is the one for many of you. You've met your match. You've met your high-level soulmate. Now, I was reading something, and it's funny because Spirit's asking me to reference this. So I was reading something on Reddit I don't even know why I was on there. I'm not like a normal viewer there, but it had to do with relationships. And I don't remember the original question that was asked, but I just remember a response somebody gave about relationships. She said her grandmother always told her about the long-term relationship that this woman had with her grandfather. The grandmother told her that sometimes you have bad years. And she said, yes, years. Sometimes you have bad years with somebody. But if you constantly break up with somebody because it's difficult, then you're constantly going to be in and out of relationships. Relationships, real love takes real work and real commitment. And it's about working through things. And society doesn't really teach us to do that. It's sort of like all or nothing. If it's not this romantic fairy tale, then your relationship is doomed, okay? For what it's worth, Spirit's asking me to reference that comment. I just thought that was a really beautiful comment and not normally the way people think about relationships. And it certainly made an impact on me because I remembered it. That's what's coming through for you right now, Pisces. You may be having a bad year. It may not be a bad day or a bad week or a bad month. You may feel like, okay, this last year, we're broken, you know? And what Spirit is trying to say, center of your reading here, stay optimistic, is that you actually are not broken. There are some things that have not been in your control that have been wrong. Other people around you could have been sick. There could be financial struggles and issues. It does feel like this is a love worth fighting for. We are about to step into a new year. What if 2020 is the year that everything comes together for you and a partner? What if this is the best year ahead? That's sort of that energy that I'm getting from Spirit right now, okay? But if you're past that and you have peace moving on from a partner, I mean, I see new love coming in pretty quickly. I think it would be more January time frame than coming in these next 2 weeks, but it feels close. But let me grab this card that just flew. Okay, Pisces, trust. Trust. This card flew because Spirit's trying to get your attention, trying to get my attention to relay this to you with a little more emphasis, right? Trust that this person is the one. Trust that there is a resolution. Trust that you're not too broken to heal. Trust that it's worth fighting for, that love is worth fighting for. I do feel like some of your partners are coming to this conclusion too, Pisces. You may not have been the only one at a crossroads. But Pisces partners may also be showing up like, okay, I was at that crossroads. I thought about what it would be like to step out of this relationship, and I'm not afraid of it, you know? But I love you, and there's something real here, and just how could we throw that away, you know? That and I mean, it's intense, Pisces, but there's a whole lot of love in that, you know? If you can have that thought, if your partner can have that thought and really recommit, there's something here for you guys. For those of you who are single, well, I think if you're single and you're newly single, this still may apply to a partner who should maybe come back into the picture, especially if you felt like there was real love there. Like you were truly in love. Not just you loved the person, but you were truly in love and you felt like that was mutual. I think some of you may call somebody back in. But take a look at this. So we have this could be the one. Clarified by chemistry. This person who is worth fighting for is also somebody you have a lot of chemistry with. I'm hearing a lot of compatibility with. This is somebody you're very compatible with, or someone very compatible with you. I'm hearing like personalities balance each other out. There are similar traits. Families may be similar, like there's some sort of similarity in upbringing. There's just something that ties you together on a deeper level. And even if you feel like you came from very different backgrounds, it's like somebody's family may have taken you in as though you are their own. Okay, so you're not just like the in-law. They really look at you like the son or the daughter. And you've been brought into like a family unit. So this chemistry, this isn't just talking about physical chemistry. Of course, that's definitely a factor here. But it's funny, I'm channeling more like family. I don't normally channel that with this card, but I'm channeling family. You've been brought into a family unit. It's almost like there's chemistry collectively. There's almost like a soulmate tie to somebody else's family. There are signs here that this is worth fighting for those of you having a hard time. Now, if you feel like you aren't, okay, if you're not at a crossroads, Pisces, and you don't really feel like that applies to you and your partner, although center of your reading, okay, I think more of you than not are at the crossroads. What is it? What area of life are you feeling that crossroads? Is it work related if it's not love? Because it's definitely impacting your love life here. I do feel like Pisces should make a decision. I feel like you should be on the side of love though. So if something is hurting your relationship and it's work related, Can you do something else? Can you consider a new job? Can you consider launching a new business or doing something a little differently, having a different schedule? I just feel like there's this huge message coming through, like someone needs to fight for their love. Someone needs to fight for love. That's what it is, okay? But look, center of your reading, we come back to stay optimistic, clarified by free yourself. You want to free yourself from the things that aren't working for sure. And I think that that's why you're at the crossroads, because I think for some of you, there's peace. There would actually be some legitimate peace, not having to deal with the same old stuff over and over and over again anymore. And to just be done with drama and to be done with those karmic patterns that keep showing up, okay? But Spirit is asking you to, one, keep an open mind to be optimistic about this partner still, but also if you are dealing with the separation, to stay optimistic. You guys are probably going to come back together, okay? If you're dealing with a true separation at this time, I do see two people rekindling. It is just coming through really strong. Even if that's not something that you're banking on, and it's okay if you're not banking on it, but you may want to keep an open mind to it. That may be a conversation that comes up the next 2 weeks. Especially with holidays. So this trust card is just like really magnetic to me right now. Okay, I'm going to put these down. Let me meditate on this. I feel like okay. I knew there was a message coming through this specifically. There's somebody trustworthy in the picture that you can rely on. Is that your significant other? Even though you've had issues, is this person still trustworthy? Is this person still reliable? Even if you have a separation, do you still feel like this person is being faithful and waiting for you to come back? Do you still feel that? Because if that's intact, it's like the ultimate affirmation that there is love here worth fighting for. There's somebody in the picture. You may even be pushing them away a little bit, Pisces. This person's, they're not going anywhere. Like, they want to fight for you. This person feels like they want to fight for you. There's really big love here. There's really big love here. Spirit's asking you to acknowledge whether or not you trust your partner. If you still trust them, even in separation, I don't know, you might regret stepping away from this person. Somebody's very loyal to you. And I do think that you return that loyalty, Pisces. I think you return that loyalty easily, because I think you extend loyalty to anybody you've ever really loved. I don't know, Pisces. There's just something about this person. There's something about their strength. There's something about their commitment to you, even in separation. I feel like it's rare. I feel like that kind of a, that almost pops. That kind of a connection, it's really rare these days. And you've called in a pretty great soul here, right? I think you know this. I think you're at a crossroads and it's warranted. Just don't be reactive, okay? If you need more space to think things out, do that. But I do feel like you should be communicating with the partner, even if you do have space. It doesn't mean you need to be talking all day, every day, but just let them know that you haven't totally given up, because it feels like somebody's trying to fight for you. It feels like somebody may be trying to fight to come back for you, trying to fight for a second shot here. And it does feel like it would be wise to give them that shot. All right, let's get a clarifier here for trust. Just a huge emphasis, like of all of the cards, it's jumping out so strong. So keep that in mind. And also, Pisces, if you're asking, you know, do I trust this person? Are they trustworthy even though we're separated? Can I rely on them? If there was an issue, would they still show up for me now? If the answer is no, that may not be somebody worth fighting for anymore. You know, it seems like if you trust this person and their safety, that's who you should be fighting for, okay? Trust is going to be built through communication. So even if you have a separation right now, again, I'm feeling really strongly that you should be communicating. This is Spirit asking you to communicate, okay? Talk about trust if there are trust issues. Talk about your feelings. Talk about whatever you need to talk about to resolve the issue. Trust that your partner can handle that. Trust that you guys can work through this. But there needs to be communication now, especially if somebody's cut off communication. That needs to end really quickly. Like, you got to be back in the flow of communicating, or somebody may walk away from this relationship. Because it's not okay to leave somebody in the dark, not knowing where they stand. And you may feel like somebody's doing it to you right now, Pisces. I also feel like for those of you calling in new love, You know, new love always comes through that card. Somebody trustworthy who's new showing up too. Could that be the crossroads if you've had a separation long enough that you would consider dating somebody else as somebody pretty great and reliable showed up too and now you're not sure? I do think some of you could be choosing between two people, but I think it's more or less, it's not so much about choosing between two people. It's like, do I stay or do I go? Crowning the reading though. Okay, we come back to this message. Can you see that? Give your relationship a chance. That's what it is. That's what the next 2 weeks is about. It's okay to continue healing. It's okay to continue taking space. It's okay to not want to physically be in each other's presence yet if you still feel like you need that freedom, but it's time to start talking again, okay? Over the next 2 weeks, start talking again. Start trying to resolve something here. Bottom of the deck, you are still in love and they're still in love. Take it for what it is, okay? This just feels too big to walk away from. There's definitely a soulmate connection here for sure. Again, for those of you single, this feels like the kind of love that you should be calling in. It's not about giving a specific person a chance. It's about giving love a chance because this could be the one. There's this family chemistry. There's this chemistry across the board. There's somebody trustworthy here. Staying optimistic about your love life. I feel like if you're single, though, do you have feelings for somebody already? You may not have a commitment. You guys may not have spent too much time together. Does somebody have feelings for you right now, Pisces? If that's the case, I feel like that's going to come out over the next 2 weeks. I feel like somebody's going to let you know they have feelings for you. You may be doing the same. But it feels like whether you're together and you're working through something or you're single and you're entertaining new love, this is what Spirit's asking me to focus on for you. It's trust and give your relationship a chance. If there's trust and you genuinely trust this person, regardless of how difficult things get, they're just it. That's the person you're going to want to rebuild with, even if you just had a bad year. Even if you just had a big chunk of time that was really difficult, you've been standing at that crossroads, come back to your love, okay? As long as you and your partner are putting in effort at this time, I mean, something's really getting healed. Something's really getting resolved. There's a new chapter, but you guys haven't arrived at the new chapter yet, okay? This is still a part of the healing process. All right, Pisces, if you guys feel like you need more clarity than this, reach out to me. I'm available for private readings. I'm available for energy healing work. I will be back at the beginning of the new year, which is crazy to even be saying that right now. I'm super excited to kick off 2020 with you. But in the meantime, I'm sending you so much love, light, gratitude. Pisces, have a very happy holidays. I love you all so much. I'll see you back in the new year. Ciao.